bottle refilling when your support's TPing in. So the lane matchup has more weight nowadays. Playing well in the lane matters a lot more in the mid lane. So looking at the facets, any weird ones out. So we have Heart of Battle on the Darkseer. So he's actually going for the facet that's better in the later mid-late game. Also good in the lane. The attack speed facet, the quick wait is better for lane. Personally.
Arsonist instead of Stoked.
Arsonist on a support Batrider. Alright, this is very interesting. So he wants to do the deeps, you know, he wants to do damage.
Yeah, he does. Everything else kind of lines up a little bit more.
He wants to be doing some right clicks, you know, which we saw Mac do that yesterday on late game with his napalms.
No. Shackles, level 1. They have Lightning Storm. He's tanky. Very good Flame Break, level 1, and the deny from Shanks.
G.
Just in time.
GG. Veno. Such a sad Veno. Oh, Veno actually went patient 0. Haven't seen that in ages.
Really? I guess yesterday when we saw
it's better team fight.
Yeah. Yesterday he went for the Plague Carrier, of course, because it was a jungle Veno. But I think we've seen another Veno. Did we see another Veno game, or was that the only Veno game? I might be crazy.
I don't remember, so I can't help you.
That's very fair. That's very fair.
So we look at the side lane round. You see Palos, he's already getting pressured a lot in this Doom Shaman lane, which I kind of already mentioned. It's going to be difficult for the TA in this lane, despite having one of the best bodyguards in the lane, Naga Siren. But the Shadow Shaman and Doom are going to be able to exert a lot of pressure, whereas Jackie, I feel he's going to be mostly fine against this Darkseer Batrider lane. He's going to be able to farm and be okay and get his levels. And mid lane is the lane that we want to stick our eyes on, this Monkey King into Lashrak lane, a super volatile lane, especially when he hits level 3.
Yeah, it's gonna pop off here, that's to be certain.
Yep, level 3 for the Lash would mean that kill opportunities are gonna present themselves anytime.
Right. Slightly early lead for Lewis, as you'd kind of expect, with the attack range and being melee in CS, but nothing too crazy. 10-3 to the 8-0. Pretty close. Top lane, we've seen a lot of creep skipping shenanigans from Tino. Shanks did a fantastic job at bullying John Noel at the first wave. So 1, he unblocked the camp, and 2, John Noel could not contest the creep skip. Kind of a big deal here. It's going to guarantee a relatively calm early start to this lane, where Tino can just get up to that level 3 and then look to be a little more aggressive.
Yeah, Doom is definitely having the time of his life down here now. 12-4 against the 7-1 TA. TA is not having a good time here in this lane, which we kind of already expected. He's going to have to play a little bit of catch up, and TA is not the worst hero to do that. You can clear stacks later as long as your team has some ancients for you.
Oh, exactly.
3 minutes is going to approach. The Lotus battle will commence. And not to mention, the glyph is going to be ready to be popped. It's off cooldown, so the mid lane is going to start to get interesting from minute 3 onwards.
Level 4 for Lewis. 2-0-2 on this Monkey King. That second point in the Jingu Mastery. Slightly leading Armel here.
Yeah, he's getting a slightly better advantage in terms of CS right now. But still, it's going to be a very volatile lane. And top lane, Darkseer has already kind of recovered with all the pulling shenanigans. The Kunkka kind of fell slightly behind, but not too big of a deal. That's a very small fault. Shackle here.
Got him. Jabs. Thinking about trying to turn on a Palos. They'll get through those refraction charges, but he's hit by that meld. Debuff, still trying to right-click through it. His does not have the damage. Tim's, he's trying, but another meld is not going to be good enough. It should allow at least CML to get the trade, and indeed it does. CML, the big winner there, is up top lane. Tino with that double ion shell. Oh no! Pays the price. The Tidebringer cleave, and the damage over time ticks him down. Jackie may be able to find a second. Another X, another Tidebringer, and he's gonna live. They needed one more auto attack, and Jackie would have fallen. to the resin, but he's okay.
Yeah, he probably wants to die now. The side lanes actually proved to be more exciting than the mid lane, right? Both side lanes fighting to the last health. He has a self, and he will be fine here. Yeah, the TA and Naga, very, very good trade somehow in the bot lane, you know. Killing the Doom first before the TA
Round
dies.
2. Down bottom, Jabs behind the tower. Eager to try and get through Palos, who's got another meld in a second, and most importantly, a Bat Rider now ganking from the lane. There's that big reel in, back under the tower, but John Wells also joined the fray. The refraction charges back up, buying him precious time, but precious seconds only. He will still drop. However, CML, he's going to come out of this very high leveled. 8 stacks of that napalm. CML stays alive. Shanks, with a key rotation, nets himself a double kill.
Yeah, the supports on Execrattion, once again, they did a whole lot of work in the early game. Yesterday in the Venom Witch Doctor duo, when they had that combination, they also kind of carried the game in the early game, and this time with the Naga and Bat Rider, the 2 supports on Execrattion, once again, you know, shining, you know. And mid lane, the lane that we that I actually kind of highlighted the most is the most quiet lane so far. 5 minutes, no kills yet.
I sleep. Get in there, lads. Radiant did use a glyph here at some point, so that's on cooldown for the moment. So Armel has an opportunity to maybe play a little bit more aggressively. But right now, his attention is focused onto just clearing the car. Up top lane, Jackie summons that boat. Tim's running. Will be able to get into range with the shackles to guarantee the kill there onto Tino.
Yeah, nice kill there for Jackie. Pops his level 6 and instantly gets a kill on the Darkseid, you know. So now Jackie is on top of the leaderboard in terms of net worth after that kill. So he's going to be pretty pleased with that.
He won't be pleased though by this rune spawning bottom. Monkey King's got a big shield rune, so he's just going to let loose here immediately on the Wukong's command. Armel knocked down into the river.
I felt like that was a kill, yeah, if he bounced him back into the ring.
Yeah, I think it worked out for him.
Yeah, that was an opportunity missed there for Execration. But now, Monkey King is going to do what Monkey King does best, stealing the Wisdom Shrine. The Shrine of Knowledge will be granted if the Monkey King arrives there on time.
There's a little tree running through the tower. Careful here. You might actually look for a kill into Jabs first, actually. Jabs realizing, wait a second, that's a Radiant tree coming from the Dire side. What's happening here? But it's too late. They set up the kill, and he will go down. On the other side of the map, though, the Hydralisk invading. Alongside Tims and Kunkka. Oh, still they'll split the Wisdom Shrines one apiece. Oh, and Jackie's actually caught Shanks here. A boat's ready in 3 more seconds. They might have to fear some of these TPs.
Yeah, Tino definitely does not want to die back to back, you know.
That's the boat.
The boat.
Armel joining from the mid lane. Level 3 Diabolic Edict. He's looking for some bat, and he will assist Jackie in picking up the kill. Jackie up to 3-0 and 1. That carry Kunkka.
And this, the side lanes are just having action non-stop. We have 13 kills so far. Mid lane has been somehow the most quiet lane. CML is already here, level 5. Gonna hit a pretty early level 6 now, 5.5 on the Naga. It's definitely gonna come into play, you know, at some point. This early level 6, 8-minute rune. Lash wants to get himself on the haste.
Stacking Radiant Ancients. Let's see if that works out, because first there's a fight in the river over the possible rune spawn. It's actually down bottom. It's still the Wukong's command doing the damage, finding the kill onto Armel. Monkey King stays alive. In fact, he jumps on over. That changing of the guard facet
he dodges the
allows him
axe
to avoid
with the mirror image. Fantastic play there by CML. Survives.
Yeah. He's okay. He's going to be A-okay.
Man, it's not every day you really see the support starting in games just like that, you know, Execration. They are definitely getting carried, you know, by their supports in this game.
They're doing their job, you know, and they're doing a good job of it, which we love to see. X-Mark into Torrent, but boat's not quite yet ready, so Lewis continuing to fight through this one. There's the first wall of replica of the game. Will not save the life of Shanks, however, as Armel has already that max edict, as you'd expect, and that is going to tear through pretty much everyone this game for the next 10 minutes. It's not going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, things are looking pretty good right now for Execration. It's stabilized, especially for the TA. Look at the net worth. The TA is all of a sudden on top, and the Doom is bottom. Doom was kind of like bullying the TA in the initial stages of the lane, and now Doom is the one that has to retreat and hide in the jungle, you know.
Yeah, he's bored.
I feel like Boom probably has to bring in heroes to kick this TA out, or at least use the Doom, you know, to actually kill the TA. He's level 6 now on jabs. They have to try to figure out how to bring in numbers here to pressure the TA, you know. But right now, Monkey King is the one pressuring the Doom. He's going to hunt him down.
He's going to fight him here in the side camp. For now, though...
Meanwhile, you were saying Conker was stacking the enemy jungle.
Well, no, Tim's was stacking for them, actually. There's the surprise jump onto jabs now. They were just waiting for Shanks to close the gap so they could drag him back in with the lasso.
Level 6.
Yeah, 10 minutes in.
Yeah, Naga's level 7 soon. Oh my god, the supports on Execrattion so high level. I mean, Boom has to kind of fight back soon, you know. They have their serpent wards on the Shaman. Benno is almost... actually, Benno is level 4. Holy.
He's under-leveled. And now he's jungling.
Maybe he should have jungled from the start.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about that too, honestly. He doesn't have the skill build for it, does he? Or the facet choice, I believe. I think you kind of need that plague carrier.
Yeah, you need the plague carrier. It helps you jungle faster, a little bit faster. You can still jungle with this facet, but it's slower.
Wait, hold on. I think they're going to try for a Doom. But Shanks, he's going to stand in the way. He will protect his carry. He says, don't worry, Palos. I sacrificed myself for you. Falls on the sword. And allows this TA to continue happily farming away.
But Palos says, but you're so high level. You're feeding away so much gold. You're almost level 7.
Summoning
That's
the
the
Monkey
problem
King
when
now.
your supports are doing so well. You know, when they die, they
Another
feed away
tree
a lot of
gang.
gold.
The Wrath of Nature, this time not from the NP, but from the Monkey King. As the tree gangs, I mean, I think he's 3 for 3 on rotating bottom right now. It's looked excellent. I'm surprised that Boom have not set up any vision in the river area to scout him out. It's hard to scout a monkey, of course, but you know, it's not the primal, or what is it? What was it called? The primal step? The
Primal spring.
No, the
tree
dance one. The treetop. What was that one?
What, Simeon Stride?
That's the one. Yeah, where he would just leap around the map in 5 seconds. You know, it's not those days of monkey anymore. Thankfully. Again, cool kill onto the tower for John Well. Actually, maybe they've gone a bit too deep. CML, Jackals will be committed here, and Jackie completes the TP.
All right,
it's tied.
the tower just killed the Naga. Full to 0. I mean, Jackie is just there to take blast hit with his Radiance now. He is going to show it off to the enemy. He is very, very fat. 12-minute Radiance face boots.
Lewis trying to defend this tower now. Wall of Replica dropped here to try and control Jackie. Vacuums back, but he's got that boat buff to keep him healthy. Okay, a nice Noxious Plague onto Lewis. That will spread over to Shanks, who will probably spread it again to try and deal with these mass Serpent Wards.
They were close to killing the Kanka. That was a pretty nice initiation by Lewis and Tino. I mean, dropping the Wukongs and then the wall on top, that would have been a really, really big kill, you know. But at least they successfully defended their mid tower. And now they push them back, so back to farming. I mean, Lash has his Skaya done, working on Dagger next. Dagger is when this hero actually becomes a threat on the map. But right now, I think we're probably going to see a couple of minutes where both teams are happy, you know, trading some farm, getting your wisdom shrines at minute 14. I mean, I can't believe Doom is actually so put, you know, after how he started the game, you know. I feel like Execration just kind of wanted to punish him, you know. They made so many rotations towards the TA's lane, trying to help the TA to kill the Doom. And now, as a result, Doom is just so far behind the TA. Now, he didn't really get much help from his team, yeah, the Doom. Like, maybe only once they rotated bottom, but they only managed to kill, I think it was the Bat Rider.
Yeah, correct. He tanks the gank for them there. I think Shanks, he doesn't have a blink. He's actually not building up a blink dagger this game, Winter. He's going to go for the Witchblade build on Bat Rider, which makes sense with Arsonist, of course. But I think they may need that initiation. I'm not sure.
So he seems to think otherwise.
Radiant's bottom
I mean, we saw Mac dominate on the mid Bat Rider yesterday, right? In the Team Nemesis's victory, Game 3 over Talon. Maybe he was a little bit inspired by that.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to replace his mid laner at some point.
I would
Hey
say
guys,
this game...
I've already proven I can play the mid heroes. Lewis has been kind of slacking lately, going out, not playing his pubs. Always late for training. They tell him 10 a.m. training starts, he arrives 10:30.
Right.
I'm on
You're like,
time,
guys,
I work hard, maybe it's time to give me a chance, promote me,
He's like, guys, this is not a Malaysian team. We don't show up 30 minutes late. We show up on time.
Well, it's same for the P9 teams, We share the same culture.
I guess that's fair. That's fair. But I mean, look, if he's looking to replace
similar
Lewis,
taste buds, the Pinoy players love Malaysian food. The Malaysian players love the Pinoy food.
good. It's good. I'll tell you that, Winter. But I mean, look, Lewis has been playing a pretty phenomenal game so far on this monkey. He's dropped back to farm a bit more as he is building into that Mage Slayer, which I think is very, very strong this game. We've kind of hit a bit of a lull, right, as everyone builds up for their items. For Boom, I don't really expect them to make any crazy moves until Jackie finishes the BKB. Oh, you think Dagger?
Lash Dagger. That is going to be huge. And meanwhile, Jabs has a Midas, so he is definitely not looking to be too active, Active in the jungle, but not active in the fights.
Yeah, well, he's got that Devil's Bargain, right? So he can eventually reinvest that money at a slight loss, but you're right. He's still a while away from that BKB. He's had a rough lane, but he's doing as Dooms do, Lewis had a pretty decent rotational early game. All of a sudden, this Doom's caught back up to him. It's just the nature of the Doom, isn't he?
I mean, I kind of feel like looking at both lineups, late game, you probably have to give like Boom a little bit of the edge, and with Doom obviously the king of late games. And meanwhile, Amel, holy, how did he actually get caught here? He bought his dagger.
Top.
Oh yeah, he bought his dagger. At least he didn't lose too much gold there. Already bought his dagger. And they're probably going to smoke him up fairly soon, once he responds with the dagger here. And he needs to make some space for his supports, or anyone else. Especially the Doom and the supports to farm, And the Conqueror is ready. I feel like he's more than ready to fight right now. And he is still fairly strong. Almost finishes his BKB. I mean, once he finishes his BKB, it'll be hard for them to really kill him. TA is the only one that can kind of bring him down through the BKB. And the TA has already arrived onto her super timing. Dragon Lance, Desolator, and Dagger. Roshan is on top. So, yeah, we might see the Rosh being the next thing on the menu for Execrattion right now.
Scary prospect, though. I think he'd love to do that after a pickoff, especially if they can find this Lesh again. He's got his blink. He may be looking for a pickoff himself. Shanks is showing in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the bat, going this sort of build.
Yeah.
I think he's going to probably regret it, I'm going to say that at some point, he's going to realize dagger for them to win the team fights.
Okay, I see what you're saying there. But it seems like Execration's settling in for a bit of a longer game. Like, Tino's got this greedy Essence Ring. He's just in farm mode. I hear you, though. I do think Blink Dagger is very nice. Jabs, he's keen to show one off now. He decides to just go for the Blink before the full BKB. As Armel bottles up a Haste Rune. This could be problematic now. Execration not really showing anywhere quite yet. Might be the monkey. Let's see if he Primal Springs onto this bottom wave. Playing it patiently. Oh, and that patience pays off as Armel chose to nuke the wave down.
Yeah, definitely a very quiet phase of the game right now. Both teams just sitting back, hanging back, looking for anyone to cross over to the other's territory to punish them, but no one is actually, crossing any lines. It's just staying in their own territory, taking stacks. Dewarding, for example, CML just keeping the vision game up. And Lewis is playing the dangerous area, Whenever the game comes to this phase, you always look at how do teams place their resources, right? Who is taking what area on the map? That usually is going to have a have an impact on the game when it goes long. Do you have the right heroes in the dangerous places? Who is more likely to die and who is allowed to die? You have to get that sorted out.
Conscious play. Okay, they still get a lasso even without the bling. Boundless strike onto 2. Vacuum is huge. They catch 3 heroes, and that's the Venomancer already dead. He did get off that ultimate. The Doom is onto the Naga, so there's no Song of the Siren reset here. And even if they surge her, she will still tick down to the damage over time. Nice Hurricane out from Jab to get his ally out of a pinch. But Shanks up on the high ground. He needs some support now. He's still going to drop. However, Armel with a heavy commitment blinked in. Palos keen to punish that one.
That was a huge blunder. He initially blinked him and he didn't cast any spells because he thought the bat was going to die to the right clicks from the wards. And then I think he survived with a stick or something, some small little health burst. And then he had to turn around to cast his spell to finish the bat, but that gave TA enough time to close the gap with Dagger to kill him off. So that was definitely a huge blunder, by Armel. He probably should have just taken the kill right away, and just run away. And now, guess what? Execrattion, they get time to the Tormentor. And if the enemy kills Tormentor and you can't get a trade on the Roshan, it just feels really bad. Because usually nowadays what happens is the Tormentor at 20 minutes spawns top, it goes to the Radiant, and the Dire team gets Roshan at least, as a trade, So that was a free Roshan for Execrattion, and this is gonna feel really good. I mean, CML also gets the shot, This is a pretty good shot, with the extra heal on the Naga song.
There is a Doom to consider, but, for everyone else, it'll be very nice indeed. Funky, another gank. We've seen this one before. No one in the vicinity.
Not to mention the mana regen, right? It can be useful.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, they don't have any Lash, Lash and Storm, but still, it could be useful.
Sorry, did you see Shanks here? He's actually building in that shard. He was like, man, why couldn't I get that shard? 50-50 between him. He gambled and he lost, but he's going to have that in 100 gold with the full Witchblade and a Brigand's Blade with Alert. Dude, he's a core.
Yeah, maybe that's why Dota Plus is favoring Execration. It's like they have 4 cores. They actually have 5 cores because Naga is also a core. So the team with more cores will win the Dota probability. Should have jungle with the banner, I'm telling you.
Maybe
that's how you get an
to.
extra core.
Maybe that's what Execration were expecting, perhaps. So that's why Shanks built so greedy. Either way, they're going to move into the Roche pit, and between the meld strikes, this is going to be pretty fast. However, Boom will smoke up and try and take this a fight. I don't know, though. There's so many auras. There's Pipe, Mech. Abs, Blink Dagger. He is going to be scouted. He sees that Roche falling low.
Yeah, that's a Shiva's got on Doom.
Oh, Wukong's command is set up, and that's because Lewis, he scouted John Noel. John Noel spits at him with a Noxious Play. Boat is going to connect onto him as they force out that pipe. Lewis, I think he dodged it, though, with the change into the guard as the song is out. And look who they've caught. Armel and Tim's both blinking in. Both trapped inside of the snakes. Set up for a 2-man Boundless, but you can see Lewis still slowed to a crawl here. Tim's able to eventually leave as up to the high ground goes Jabs. He finds the Doom on Apollo. The back wall is not going to be enough to save as Jackie cleaves through both CML and Palos. John Well eventually with the kill onto Lewis. As this fight, it's gone so well for Boom.
Yeah, they managed to, I think, attack on 2 fronts there, creating a diversion with the initial jump from the Lash and the Shaman. And I think what it did there was it forced out the Nara song. And once the song is down, he was kind of really patient waiting behind. And then he somehow found the TA, and TA has no way out, because song was already utilized initially to reset the fight, So I think that was a very, very smart play by Boom to split their heroes into 2 groups to try to bait out some spells and then give the Doom an opportunity, an opening, to get onto TA. TA is probably the best target to Doom, out of all of Execration heroes. If you can get her Doom in most of the fights, I think you're gonna be able to win most of them, And they were also able to stop the song or force the song out. So unlike the last game where they kept roaring with the Beastmaster and then the escape act from CML saving, this time in this game, CML wasn't able to save his core.
Not this time. Not this time. Not so easily. My God, Shanks is just all out. Just dragging. And then I guess in for a penny, in for a pound, right? Lewis is
Oh
kind of
my
going
God.
more for utility.
Imagine if they somehow win this game, you have to deal with your supports going Witchblade, Dragonlance.
And not having Stoked in lane, right? To kind of bait around and dive. I'm so used to seeing Bat Riders just zoom around with the Stoked facet. So
Yeah.
seeing the other facet, you know.
I mean, going playing 4 stuff and you're just so mobile. You feel more like a support, you know. Shanks is not feeling like a support now. He is trying to be a core.
No.
He's going to find teams.
What kind of support do this? As Lewis picks up the kill.
Yeah, for a moment there, I thought Shanks would say to his Monkey King, I'm a core. I'm about to finish my Dragonlance, give me the kill. I think playing core heroes on support sometimes gives you the luxury to demand kills, you know, in a game.
Yes. Yeah, I guess.
You have a good
It's just a
excuse.
matter of balancing it, right? It's like making a nice dish. Can't be too spicy, can't be too sweet or salty, you know. You have too many cores on a team, that's not good unless you're in a turbo game.
Yeah, but tell that to Dota Plus. Dota Plus favors the Radiant side, you know, so clearly they like to line up with more cores. Oh, not anymore.
Okay, by 1%.
Okay. No, dude, it was 60 like 10 minutes ago.
Okay. No, I mean, you're right, though. You're all right. Now, it's going to be a bit of a lead, but ever since losing that Roche fight, Boom in a slightly more commanding position here. 25 minutes in, we're nearly tied, 16 to 15 as far as kills, but it's that 5K lead that makes a big difference, especially when it lets you double blink on in for this kind of initiation. No chance for the Doom, and Shanks is actually saved by the back wall. What a counter initiation! They've doomed down the Darks here, but this fight, it looks so good. Paolo's just able to stand his ground and pump in the damage. He's taken down Armel. Jackie's going to be a bit late. CML5's back here. They're hoping to chase down for one more. Palos with the blink forward might be able to get that done. Jabs. He's going to force the BKB out from Lewis as he's been jumped here, but it seems like Armel still kiting out. A hit here by Palos. Yeah, I think actually Chabs, is he gonna? No, okay, another vacuum. That's gonna be.
Oh, he might leave.
Oh, this is awkward. What? What?
What? How? Talking about breaking some ankles right there. I mean, it was a really smart play initially. He stopped because he know that the monkey is gonna jump in front. He stopped. He tried to hide, but then he got caught. But then then he manages to blink out anyway. Some fancy footwork there, you know, by Lord Jabs. And now Palos, what, 1v3?
Trying to TP you away. Pretty close, but the Nightfall, it'll get him out of there. Tried and true.
No, that's not the Nightfall. Nightfall wouldn't have let it come so close, you know. He's very safe. He would have chipped it out earlier, you know. He wouldn't have tried to go for the kill.
Oh no, Shaman. Lewis, he showed on the way. Armel thinks he can take the fight to him, and he just might be right. BKB on cooldown for 20 seconds, and Lewis can do nothing as Jabs will make it a 2-on-1. That's a dead monkey.
Jabs he has definitely recovered, you know, thanks to the Midas. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with in this game.
Moonshard?
What?
Brother.
What am I seeing? What is he queuing? What is this?
Dude, let him cook. Let him cook. He's almost halfway there. I mean, look at this attack speed, bro.
Okay.
Again, for viewers who saw Mac, I think Mac had a very similar item build, and then once they went up high ground...
This is a support. This is not a mid hero.
Not anymore, bro. Not anymore.
You know what, Richie? Mac had a dagger. Yeah, give me a counter to that. Mac actually bought a dagger.
Yeah, 1-0 in favor of Mac on that front, I will say. That's the counter there, 1-0. 15 love.
I mean, I don't know what to say, you know. If somehow they find a win because the bat becomes a core, I think it's going to be a dark day, you know, for Dota.
I mean, maybe it would ruin our pubs, but it'd make my day, because that means we'd see an absolutely wild gameplay. I gotta respect Execrattion on the ropes here in the rematch versus Boom. In the past, not quite a week, but 10 days, they're up 2-1, beating Boom in a BO5. But they're in a bit of a trouble spot now in game 2, as you can see CML forced a song away, unable to escape.
You know, the last 2 fights, they were able to initiate with the surge. The Bat Rider just got surge and he ran in and lasso. And the last fight, it was a vacuum into a nice boundless strike from Lewis. So without the dagger, that is the only 2 way they can initiate the fights. And I'm not going to be counting on the surge on the Bat Rider running in. You know, I think with his build, he's going to want to stand behind and right click.
Oh, nice try there, trying to spill him down. Zhao's going to turn, spit on them, but eventually he's going to go down.
Where boom, they are on the hunt. They don't care if the Venom is down. Is this going to haunt them?
1-5, Jackie. He's going to kick things off the back wall. Does catch 2 actually with the jump. It's better. It's better. Jabs, he catches them out as the tidal wave doesn't quite force Lewis out of the Wukong's command. Suddenly, Armel, who has, by the way, an Ag Scepter, he's still alive. Palos jumps in, but the foul play saves Tims from dying for only a moment as he cleaves him from the low ground. Another tidal wave to try and cover his TP away. The melt strike, the right click damage, it's enough.
Yeah, that was a bad move there in the end.
Ooh. That was close on the Armel as well, but he will escape with his life.
I wonder what they knew, that there were 5 heroes there. You know, they knew, you know, and they smoked up and they ran at them after their Venom died. You know, so they must have felt like they were so strong because of the AC timing.
Yeah, I guess.
But
they didn't use anything to kill the Venom Winter. That's what's shocking to me.
Just normal spells, you know. They just threw normal spells to kill it.
They like used this. I guess Song was Song on cooldown. Song was on cooldown.
Yeah, I mean, but still, you know, he's not just a song, you know. Like there's like Dimmer, there's like the Delage, you know, there's an Ensnare. I don't know. Every time Boom is a hit, you know, they make some crazy play, you know.
Here's a replay of that.
Okay, they killed the Darkseer right away with the Arcane Rune, but then as soon as the fight breaks out, the BKBs ran out, they just all died, you know. TA, sure, she picks up a Haste Rune, you know, but okay, maybe there's some luck into the TA getting the haste because she kind of killed some of the heroes because of the haste.
Yeah. But, you know, Boom also putting themselves more or less in that position.
What I'm trying to say, it was unnecessary, you know, to take such a risk.
I hear you. I hear you, friend. I mean,
Venom is like no normal Pulse 5 right now, you know. He has a lot of items. He has a Mech, he has Solar Crest, he has a Ghost, he does a lot of damage with his Noxious Plague. So he's kind of like a very big part of the team fight, you know. Now we kind of have a situation where the game is close to equal, but I'm sure Dota Plus is going to favor the Execration side because Dota Plus said the game is equal when Boom had like some 5-6k lead, you know.
We're just trying to roach, bro. I don't know about all this.
Right, dude, their lineup is like so slow.
You know, the back wall onto 2. They've nearly already killed Tims. And Roche, he's coming out to fight as well. Tino gets the kill onto Tims there.
Oh my god, what were they trying to do? They didn't even commit the Serpent once. They did nothing, and their heroes can't really kill Roche.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand what the move was. And still again, Winter, we're going to fight 4 versus 5. There's a buyback now on the Shaman. He's going to commit it, but they poke and prod, and they don't find anything here. The counter initiation, and they're just going to wait out that edict.
They're going to kill the Shaman.
No.
Look at
they know where he is. They're running right in from Lewis and Tino this time around. The foul play saves him for a second, Winter, but he's dead again. A dieback on the Shaman, and Boom. Just outmaneuvered.
I'm telling you, they got outmaneuvered by themselves. It wasn't like Execrattion did anything special, you know. They just came over because the Roshan took too long.
They're still trying. Look at these guys. In they go. X-Mark on to Tino. Mile in the pit as well. He's holding on to that Nihilism.
Oh, good song. Very good song.
Yeah, it's going to burn out that Nihilism duration as they look to try and set up for some damage onto Armel. Armel getting body blocked by these illusions. He's up to the high ground. The vacuum puts him all in range here of Palos. Palos has to BKB. Jabs blinks in, but Palos blinks away. There's going to be the kill onto Armel. The Monkey King doomed up. He will die in the fountain even if he makes it out alive. But how about the rest of Boom? Jackie, a tidal wave, but he is going absolutely nowhere in this fight as CML brings him on back to Palos. The right clicks eventually get the job done.
What trade the song was going on, you know. Boom again, you know, imploding at a critical stage in a game, just making a couple of bad decisions in a row, and now Palos gets his hand on the Aegis of Immortal. Like, he has a Daedalus, BKB Desolator, Wave, and Aegis right now. He is going to be a scary, scary turret in the team fights, you know. I mean, Lash is going to melt, you know. He's going to be very reliant on this Aghanims, you know, to keep him alive in the team fights. His Nihilism, you know, the ghost form, you know.
Yeah. If they can bait it out, or they can stall it, rather, is a better word
Well,
to
at the
use
same
with the
time,
song.
they have a Nullifier. Monkey King has a Nullifier. So
wow. That he does.
I feel like he's just going to melt, you know, in the team fights. He's going to die, you know, on the Lash if he blinks in. Oh my god, what am I doing?
It's here, the moonshot. Look at this attack speed. I've never seen anything so beautiful. Shanks, Execration, they've been in the lab. They've been distilling a little bit of
what
little
lab is
moonshard,
this, you know? Dexter's lab?
a little dragon lance, a little shard. Oh, he still doesn't even have shard yet, actually.
Shard is going to be the next one for sure.
Oh,
I mean,
dude,
if he's already gone this far, why even bother with the BKB? Just get the shard first.
This is why Boom were forced into the fight, because they saw the ramp up, they saw the scaling from this Bat Rider. They see one Moon Shard, and they see one Hyperstone, and they're like, oh my god, guys, they're about to hit an Omega timing. We need to end this game now. Quick, take all the 45 fights.
Watching? Oh my god, support Bat Rider.
Just get ready. Get ready. You'll see. Come on, just buy the shard, brother. Come on, Shanks. You don't need buyback. You don't need it. The team's here to protect you.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he's thinking, Richie.
We're gonna go high ground on this Aegis, though, by the look of things, Winter. And how do Boom now approach these fights? They got a pretty good high ground defense team. There's no doubt about that. With the ability of Song?
No, they have to kill the Naga first. That's number one. Yeah. That's to stop the Song. And then they have to kill the Bat, because the Bat is very easy to kill with this build.
That is true. If they can get on top of him. Getting on top of this Naga is going to be more problematic, though, right? CML with a Blink Dagger, with a Glimmer, so he can stand very far away. And a Song win easily. Ooh, and there's an Amplified Damage Rune here waiting down bottom. Go pick it up, Bat. Bat, go pick it up. It's yours. Let that little inner goblin of yours take that amplified damage. It belongs to you. Come on, Shanks. So close.
Things are definitely very worrisome for Boom right now. I don't think they have any room for error from now on. One more mistake, the game is over, and we're gonna go into a game 3, which is kind of good for the viewers, good for us, you know, good for everyone.
It's here.
But for Boom's perspective, they don't want this to go to a game 3. They have to fight back.
That's what they were waiting for. They were waiting for the Bat Shard, and now they can really force the issue. Just get ready, folks. Sticky Napalm deals damage to structures. You think this team pushes fast with a TA? Get in there, Shanks. Oh, he can't show because he's just gonna die if he gets jumped, but eventually, just you wait. 25 now up on this TA with the +4 Refraction Instances talent, by the way. Shanks, come on, buddy. You got Outworld staff. Just get in there. Nothing can kill you.
Nothing can kill you.
You're unstoppable.
You're trying to get him to do something silly, yeah? So that he throws the game.
He needs to unleash the power of the Bat. Dude, wards? You don't do that anymore. Make Monkey put them down.
I mean, another couple of thousand more network, he can actually do that, you know. Monkey is actually not that far away from the Bat. He's been farming so much on the Bat Rider. It's just 4k go behind his own Monkey. I mean, I gotta say, you know, pushing high ground when your Bat has no dagger, then how are you supposed to like go on the high ground and siege the tower, right? You think about it.
That's
if
true.
the tier hits the tower and then he gets jumped, and then you're only relying on your counter initiation from the Dark Side, you know, there's only one, you know, with the Naga song. Yeah, but if they BKB and run in and kill your TA, then the song's not gonna be too useful.
Jackie's getting pretty big here too, we should mention. He's just had a Satanic delivered. He's bought out though for this. S&Y, Satanic, AC, Radiance, BKB.
At some point, they have to kind of initiate with the Bat. Like they can't just. I don't think they can just sit behind and hope the TA can kill the base. You know. I feel like it's not gonna work. Now
That's
Aegis is out.
Aegis.
It's definitely gonna be harder. Well, it's up to them to prove me wrong, you know. I don't think they can siege high ground easily if they can't initiate with the bat. Because in a normal game, right, the bat would have dagger and force stuff right now, maybe a BKB. And then it'll be so easy, right? You push with the TA, and the bat flies around the trees, and he sees a hero and blinks in, grabs the hero. That's it, you know. That's a team fight. But if you don't have the option to do that, then you're counting on the Naga to counter initiate. You're counting on the Darkseid to vacuum into the Boundless Strike from Monkey King, you know. So it's hard, you know. I feel like you're not going to be comfortable hitting the tower on the high ground in this way. He's going to build Axe on the Naga. Maybe this is going to help, you know. You rarely see a Naga have Axe, you know.
Well,
but he's going to be able to ensnare the BKB heroes and pull them out.
Exactly. That might be just what they need. Ooh. Slush with the Dozen Blood Red. I love this neutral item. I think it's probably my favorite neutral they've added to the game. The 12% larger AoE. Super nice for the Timeless enchantment.
Yeah, this is probably one of the better enchantments for a Lash. I don't think you go with the others.
It's tense,
the game
though,
is still
Boom.
pretty tense here, you know. Boom has to somehow find a way. I think this Bear Rider going this build is actually giving them still some hope, you know.
Well, that is until he's going to start running.
I mean, he's going to get a BKB now, but yeah. I mean, I guess if the game stretches out to 60, 70 minutes, then it wouldn't matter, right? Because the bat will probably get everything he needs already by then.
There's a Mine Palm machine right now, though. Up to level 20 talent, plus 4 seconds smoldering resin duration. Look at him, he's melting.
That, man. That is insane. Oh.
Just need to get this BKB online.
What is this? Am I playing WTF mode or something?
It does feel a little bit WTF mode, yeah, doesn't it? That's funny. Yeah. Wow. And I mean, all of Execrattion, look, they're all just farming behind it. CML, he's saving for buyback, obviously, but he does have enough money if he chooses.
Bro, his team is camping in front of the enemy.
Oh no,
base,
Palos, what is going on? Okay, there's going to be the song, but they have BKBs. Can Palos escape? Going for the TP on out. He is going to make it out alive. CML, he's going to have to sacrifice himself for this. He's pulled back by the X.
He has to sacrifice and offer himself to Boom because his carry Bat Rider or carry wannabe Bat Rider is farming jungle bottom.
Dude, one more item, okay? One more item. There it is. Oh, there it is, the BKB. Now we can surge and run in.
Okay, so they can surge him in and lasso someone, right? No, I don't think he's going to do that now. I mean, at this point with his build, he's already full committed. He's going to stand behind and right-click people. I don't think he's even going to go in and lasso heroes.
He's going to right-click buildings. This is your sieger.
Yeah, screw the TA, right? Let the bat do it.
Yeah, TA needs to actually do the physical damage. This is just like, you know, this is just like dressing. You know, it's like a garnish on a dish. Shanks, he's here to just be a distraction. And these items, yeah, they make him a threat, but mostly it's something that Boom needs to respond to. You can't get styled on like this. They want stand for it.
I mean, at the same time, if the TA is Doom, right, I don't think they need to care much about the bat still. I mean, if they just need to Doom the TA, I don't think the bat alone... I mean, if bat really becomes a huge problem, then maybe they have to try to get the second Doom on him because he has Refresher already. So he can always have the option to Doom the Bat Rider if he needs to. I mean, usually you don't want to Doom the support, but in this case, if the bat becomes a huge problem, then all he needs to just do is commit one of the Dooms to the bat. Then it'll solve the problem.
Just pointing out our tier 4 neutral choices here. 2 Outworld staff. Shanks has 1. Lewis has 1. Jab's also with an Outworld staff. And then Jackie with a Pyrrhic Cloak. I think that's always a spicy one to look out for. Something I think people are still getting used to. And especially in like what I think we can say is a Blade Mail meta. I know you said Hood, or sorry, you said Helm was going to be the item of the patch. I think it might be Blade Mail. Either way, it's basically another Super Blade Mail on top. Here we go, though. Smoke move out. They do find Armel. Armel's in a bit of trouble. Nullified inside the Wukong's command. Support is far from him. He is left to die in the mid lane. Dead for 90 seconds. No buyback. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bad. Time to get in there.
His Shivas?
Bring in the wrecking bats.
Oh no. Why did he actually risk it all to buy out his Shivas when Doom already has a Shivas?
Yeah, that's a good point here.
It's all these small little mistakes, happening for Boom, and now Dota Plus has lost faith in Boom.
Yeah, there's a nice win percentage there for Execrattion. Dude, look at how quickly he gets up. 30 stacks of napalm.
Yeah, they're gonna have a refresher now. Who's getting a refresher? Is Monkey getting a refresher? No, Darkseid's getting a refresher.
Makes sense. He's been really key in these fights.
I mean, I would make the argument that the Monkey King refresher is also pretty good, with a double Wukong when you're sieging.
True, it's gonna allow your siege bat push. It's got cheese for now. Dude, why are you laughing? This is real. Okay, the Doom. They do catch Palos here. He's got Aegis. Get a Siren to reset here. But they did immediately refresh here for the Doom. He doesn't have mana actually for another Doom. Back wall on the floor! Into the Boundless Strike! The Tidal Wave's gonna pull them all in! It's a little bit of an awkward fight. The second vacuum immediately! It's a madness here on the high ground. Jackie actually still living through everything as 3 buybacks come through. Armel's respawn, but Tino, he's picked up the triple kill in this fight. He throws down 2 walls, makes an X mark, and nobody died.
Man, look at the team fight, man. I see the Venom ulti bouncing around, the vacuum, the wall, everything in the middle, Wukong's command.
What do they have now for round 2? They have vision on CML. They're going to try and take him down, but it's Tim's in trouble. Tim's with the dieback. 5 versus 3. They can buy back here on the Kunkka, but here's the Siege Bat. Look at him go. Oh, my lord. Oh, the humanity. Move aside, Paolo. Step aside. In goes Armel. Lewis, actually, he did not Boundless Strike out. He didn't have the shard toggled on. He's kind of trapped up here on the high ground. Jabs, jumps on in. They need a little bit more damage. There's the Outworld Staff, and there's the first life on the Aegis. A vacuum into another wall. It's a good fight set up now as Jackie, having bought back, will tidal wave a few heroes back up to the high ground, but Lewis, he's back to full confidence as Palos jumps the backliners. Another Wukong's command is out. Jackie needing to run from that extra ring. Does make it out successfully. A 5 versus 3. Boom. Whittled down to just the 3 cores. But how will they stop the siege? Look at Shanks go. He's 3-shot your barracks.
He's the arsonist, Look at that.
Oh my goodness. What do you do against this? What do you do? The tidal wave pulling him back in, but guess what? He still has lasso. Stunned up through the BKBs, the nihilism, but Armel, he's nullified immediately by Lewis. Another Wukong's command thanks to the refresher as CML hits the reset now with that Song of the Siren. The Doom onto Tino. It's not going to do enough. Boom Esports crumbling on the high ground defense. Shanks, never doubt the Bat Rider. Always go Moon Shard on your support bats, folks. It's going to get you to TI here.